hose is 7 feet long. It's just some crappy hose that I basically found because it was an experiment. And of course, you know, you sit on it and it goes underneath, you know, and sprays up and you don't get nothing gets wet. So, you know, like you turn it on, of course, turn it on however much you want. Turns on and off with this needle valve. I like to put a mark right here, just so then you know exactly where right in the middle is. So you go right in the middle there, and then you just wanna, so you need a needle valve, some type of end thing. You could even use a copper line here. My other bidets that I built, I just use a nice clear hose so it looks fancier. And also, like if I was gonna build one for somebody else, I usually do just a double turn-off valve, although you never even need it. But especially if you don't use it very often, you'd wanna switch it, but you only need like a single turn-off valve. That's the most expensive part. So there you go, that's the second most expensive part, the needle valve. But it's pretty cheap, and it's the only way you can get a tweener bidet too. At least it was when I thought of it 7 years ago. So here, I'll show you some more. Also, maybe as far as what you want to do for drilling the end of it, I just used like, what is it? About a 532. So, you know, but you can use a larger hole. You could probably drill 2 holes if you wanted to, although I've only just drilled 1 hole. You could use this just for the attachment to where the toilet goes. You don't need it anywhere else really. But here's the double turn-off valve then. Like I said, that's if you're not going to use it very often. I have a couple wrenches here. I made the hose about 7 feet long. It's a 3/8 hose, 1/4 inner, 3/8 outer. You know, you're probably gonna want a hook. And then at the end too, I use crimps, like plastic crimps, in a little sleeve. So these little sleeves that go in the hose. Here's the needle wire valve for turning it off and on. And I haven't cut the size yet, but I'll cut the size and maybe put a little mark for where like the toilet bowl is. And then like to clamp it off, here I'm using the 3/8 here and then 1/4 here, just as an end piece. So you buy a little cap for the end. You can also do this, which I've done before, where you just heat it up with like a lighter or something, and then you pound it in here, and then of course you clamp the top. So that looks a little bit nice because then it just shows the only thing you see is this end cap part. But I think I'll just use this one for now. But that's the wand, and like you can even find like a copper wand thing too. But for now I'm just using this plastic, hard plastic thing, so it works as a wand. And you know, you can set it in anything like a pot or anything like that. It won't leak very much at all. It doesn't leak at all really. But you know, maybe a little dribble of water after you use it might catch. And then also in like 3 years, the only thing you ever need to replace is this, probably after 3 years if you use it a lot. It's not really meant to last forever where you're constantly opening and closing this. So and all you do is just unscrew this and pop on a new one just like this. Bam bam. And that's after about 3 years probably. So that's all you need. That. Alright, and now let's get it built, huh? Oh, also, when you cut it, you can cut it with anything, but I just happen to have a miter saw, so I get a nice clean cut. But you could just snap it with a wire cutter or something too. You need this, it's called a 3/8 needle valve. So for the end cap, you can use 3/8, like this is 3/8 to 3/8 end. But you know, you could also mix things up, like this is 3/8 and this is 3/8 and then it goes to 1/4 inch, and here's a 1/4 inch end cap. That would work. Alright, well this is all screwed in and ready to hook up. Of course, before you install your bidet, you want to turn off the water to the house. You might want to put a cup underneath while you unscrew things. Then don't make the mistake of trying to crank off this part, because that part stays. You just crank off this part, and then add your double turn off or whichever one you want to use. So crank off to here. And that's the toughest part of the job sometimes when it's old like this. Okay, I finally got all this off. I just took a little WD-40 here. So once you finally get a little crank, get the cup ready, because a little bit more water will come out. And look what we got here, a bidet with a double shut-off valve as well. Nice and beautiful. Probably my best one yet. Invented about 7 years ago, Tweener Bidet, because unlike other bidets, it doesn't mess up your house. So this goes right under there, in between, and yeah, turn it on however, oh my gosh. You turn it on however hard you want to turn it on. So now, this is much cleaner. You'll never get any hemorrhoids, which is caused by wiping. You're saving the environment, and you're saving yourself money. How much you spend on toilet paper. And look at all the people that go out on buying sprees of toilet paper. Anyways, you don't need to do that. And for those who, I'm in a warm weather climate, so it's always warm, but even I've used this in cold weather climates where the water is more cold, and that particular spot that you spray, that particular spot, it's not sensitive to cold at all. I mean, it totally feels good. It's never too cold, even in cold weather climates. So this is the way to go. Get yourself cleaning the right way.